History repeats itself. It fails to die. You are now tuned into But What Is Life podcast, the ride to relax, relate, and release into reality where things get fun, real, and the advice is unsolicited. What's up? It's your girl Ani, and I'm back to relax, relate, and release into yet another episode of But What Is Life. How y'all doing today?
How are y'all doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Fabulous. So, we are back to do another episode, and this week's episode's inspiration comes from a post that I saw on Instagram. At this point, I get all of my inspiration from social media. Right. I use social media to my advantage. So, I don't really have to read it, but it was basically kind of like talking about women and how we get so much compassion just with different things, whether it be her suffering through an abusive relationship or, her raising her kids on her own and all of this. But then it's just we just tell men, get it together, basically. So that is the inspiration for this week's episode of But What Is Life? So, woman to woman, we're going to go ahead and relax on and do it, okay? So, do you feel women are held accountable for their toxic actions?
We are. If there's nothing else we are held accountable for, it's going to be our toxicity. I feel that strongly. Just our toxicity. If we're speaking just toxic actions, I feel like men definitely love to call that out. They are eager to be like, let me talk about how toxic you is. Other stuff, I don't know. What? You seem like you got a lot to say here.
I disagree.
You do.
I
feel like women feel like we don't hold. So let me make sure I'm getting this correctly. Are you asking if we hold ourselves accountable?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant were we held accountable by other people?
No, because at the end of the day, if we're gonna call a spade, the most disrespected woman in the world is a black woman.
Right.
Not just America.
Right.
The world.
The world. Absolutely.
So we're disrespected by men, women, colors, creeds, all that. But I'm saying just, woman
to woman. Hold ourselves?
Yes.
My own self.
Yes. Or do you hold another woman accountable for, something that she's doing that may not necessarily be right? Or do you make excuses for her?
I feel like we hold ourselves accountable after somebody said something to us. I feel like, or, there are some people that are very self-aware, because I do have my self-aware moments where I can hold myself accountable for things that I know are messed up or toxic. So I do have self-aware moments, but
as a collective.
I feel like we kind of get stuff more when somebody says it to us.
Yeah.
And then you kind of reflect, and it's like, oh, okay, I could have done better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that happens more often.
Yeah. I would have to say that we do not hold ourselves accountable at the fuck all.
Oh, you say 0%.
0.
I'm
saying as a collective, because we already know majority rules over the minority anyway. So if that majority is to shit, as a collective, we are to shit.
So you can give us a little 10%?
Absolutely not. Because I feel like women are not, I feel like women as a collective are not aware of the things that they do.
Mm-hmm.
It, like you said, this goes back to what you said. Somebody has to tell them in order for them to really realize, oh, I just did that. That may not be the
right thing.
the best way to handle said situation.
But I can say I've had a lot of self-aware moments. Like I remember me and my best friend, we talk about this all the time. You know how you'll do something and then you have an attitude about it and you just can't cut your attitude off?
Mm-hmm.
Like you just walking around with the attitude like, I want to do better. I want to move on so we can have a good day, but I cannot stop it. But we're aware that this attitude is there.
Awareness is not enough, because if you're aware, you need to be moving into the space of correction.
This is true, but we are holding ourselves accountable.
No, just because you're aware of something doesn't mean that you're holding yourself accountable.
We could not whip
losing. I do not agree with that.
I feel like that's an accountability.
Because if you look at it from the man's perspective, we call something out that they do that we don't like. We expect them to correct that right away.
Right.
When they don't correct that, we got an attitude all over again.
Okay. But
he's
right
aware.
For me.
But no, not for you.
Right.
Not for you. Now, of course,
you're a human. You're not gonna be able to change tomorrow.
Exactly. Everybody's different from a person to person basis, but as a whole, toilet bowl. That's just how I feel, because it's just like, I don't know, like, I was literally just having this conversation with my mom. Like, what I feel women do is we make a lot of excuses for the things that we do.
We do.
To make it justifiable as to why we did that. Not to say that whatever the circumstance or situation is that you're going through at the time doesn't mean that the way you feel is invalid, but just because you feel that way does not mean that it's fact in order for you to behave as such.
Right.
Like you got to stop yourself and call yourself out on your shit. Like, no, bitch, you feel this way, but what if the shoe was on the other foot? Would you like for that person to give you grace? Or would you be like, okay, well, she's aware, she's just not in the correction phase?
But see, I guess it's the way you see accountability. I feel like accountability is like acknowledgement. Like, I acknowledge that this is incorrect and I want to make a better decision next time. Like, I'm just taking responsibility. When I think of accountable, I feel like I'm just taking responsibility for my action.
Now, and I think of it different, because I think of accountability as, of course, you're admitting to whatever said thing is, but you're actually correcting that behavior. Like, it's not so much just, okay, I did this, maybe I should do something different next time. I feel like holding yourself accountable is being okay with, and I'm not saying this about you, I'm just saying in general, like, it's being okay with, admitting not just to yourself, but to everybody else that may have been affected that you were wrong. Because if we go back to that scenario that you were talking about, like how women walk around upset, when the woman stops being upset, is it more likely for her to apologize? Like, my bad, man. I just had an attitude for no reason. Or is it more likely for the women as a collective to just act as if nothing ever happened?
I don't know. I feel like my friends would apologize. I mean, me and Jessica do. Be like, girl, you was wrong, right, girl? I know I was wrong. I'm just gonna tell them sorry tomorrow. Yeah. I have no problem apologizing though.
Yeah.
That's that's a pride thing that I just don't have.
Yeah.
I've never had pride problems.
And I feel like a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people do have pride. Like, I'm hell bent on my pride, but if I'm wrong, I will admit to myself and to whoever that person was, I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize. I don't have a problem with doing that. So my pride doesn't necessarily get in the way of that. Now, if I'm relating to this, yeah, in the past, I probably have,
Absolutely.
did something and not held myself accountable or, apologized when I should have. But,
that's part of life.
Yeah, it's part of life. But I'm just in a phase where it's like, okay, I can see where I made a wrong turn and I'm being intentional with correcting that.
Right.
So that's what I feel like. That's how I feel about accountability. Mm-hmm. What do y'all think?
Yeah, please let us know. What is your definition of accountability?
Period.
And do you hold yourself accountable?
Do you?
Let's talk about it.
Please. So moving on to the second question. So it is, do women marginalize themselves by expecting so much from men? Do you want me to go first?
Either way.
I feel this is kind of a 50-50 kind of thing.
Okay.
I do feel like women put their foot in their mouths when they say things like, oh, well, it's not fair for you to do that, but then you look down on me and you criticize me as a woman, da 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 da. It should be equal, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But then when it comes to the actions expected of a man, ain't no woman trying to be 50-50 with that.
As far as
just with anything.
Okay.
And I'm just talking about just equality, like across the board.
Okay.
Women want to be seen as equal as men, but when we get down to the, are you gonna do the work that the man does? The woman is like, I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. But on the other side of that coin, I feel like just the way that the world is set up, we're already marginalized because men think that they're superior than women. Mm-hmm. When in reality, I mean, a woman can do, especially a black woman, can do anything that anybody can do and do it better. So I just feel like it's kind of,
upsy downsy.
Yeah. A teeter-totter on that one.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
I'm only going to disagree because you see that? Because
you know what that reminded me of?
What?
Sunday service at the church.
Because I feel a little differently because I feel like nowadays men are expecting a lot from women.
Yeah, as they should.
As they should. I'm not saying that that's incorrect.
Because women been getting away with some bullshit.
I'm not saying that that's incorrect. But I feel like we've definitely, now in this day and age, we have more talk about gender roles and what should the man be doing? What should the woman be doing? And I feel like now we are both requiring a lot from our partners.
Yeah. And I feel like that is how it should be.
It should be that way.
Yeah.
It should be that way. Sometimes it does, to me, get extreme. But when the ladies are like, oh, he got to only make a 6-figure this and, stuff like that. Like, that's a little much.
First of all, are you matching what you talking about?
And most of the time, not.
No.
Like,
because first of all, if we gonna call a spade, ain't no man worried about what you got in your pocket. Because ain't most men, a manly man, a man that's gonna be a man, he's not looking for you to take care of him.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you can't take care of him the way he wants to be taken care of.
This is a touchy subject for some, but that does kind of
go back to. I feel like that didn't come out right.
Why? What'd you say?
Because I just said a man doesn't feel like a woman is gonna take care of him the way he wants to be taken care of. That didn't come out right.
The way you wanted it to come out.
Yeah, what I meant by that is men want to provide. and they don't necessarily feel like a man when a woman is taking care of them. So that's not how they want to be taken care of. So
some men.
Yes, some men.
Because some don't mind sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, some don't mind mooching.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you have your different apples.
They be
better yet, you have your different fruits. You have your apples and your oranges. But I feel like most guys, it's just that thing where it's like, no, I don't want you taking care of me.
Right. I feel like there is another aspect in that question, and there's this touchy thing called pretty privilege.
Ooh.
That I think will play a part.
Definitely.
I definitely do.
First of all, sweetheart.
Because pretty privilege will get you.
Is not.
But it gets you things. It gets you things. It gets you benefits that others would not have access to.
It just gets you the trophy spot, I feel like.
It does. But sometimes the trophy spot is an NBA player.
Yeah, but the trophy spot is also to be played as a fiddle as well.
But sometimes the pretty ones don't get played.
They all get played.
I'm done. I'm done with you. I am done. You and your 100%. You gotta give us a little leeway.
No, because I heard this from a man's mouth. First of all, when it comes to men, the way they look at cheating per se, if you dealing with a broke man, not broke, if you're dealing with an average man, he know he can cheat and get away with it. You dealing with a multi-million-dollar man that can afford a double life, you think they ain't out here doing what they want to do? And they throwing some money at that trophy?
If I had a broke one, though, he wouldn't be able to get away with it either. I'm going to find out.
Yeah. I mean, of course, what's done in the dark is always going to come to light. But the thing is, from a man's mouth is, what he said was, you got to understand what type of nigga you dealing with. A nigga with some money in his pocket, if an average man can get away with that shit multiple times, because all you got to do is apologize and she gonna stay. If that nigga got money in his pocket, and we all know, I don't even want to say most, but we all know that there's some in the bunch that don't bring shit to the fucking table, but they goddamn looks. You're not going to have that lifestyle no more. Everything that comes, the perks, all of that comes with him. If you decide, oh, you cheated on me, I'm out. Not to say that she can't get it on her own, but you're going to have to work this time to get to where you want, unless you go get another nigga, wait till he cheat and just move on to the next. But just from a man's perspective, it's not so, and I asked him, I said, well, why do men do that? Like, if you're happy with this person, why are you? It's not even so much. He said it's not even so much that that's what we want to do. It just happens to present itself, and if we feel that like that's where we going. I was like, but don't you sit and think, oh, she gonna be mad? Ain't no nigga think about no bitch when he about to fuck something. I said, so when do you think about the female? Oh, we'll probably think about it right after we get done. But then it's like, oh, well, it's done already. That was his exact fucking word.
See, I got stuff because I'm not going to even say it, though.
Say it.
No. We're going to move along to the next... to the next question.
Because I definitely went off topic a little.
A taste. But it's okay. This is how conversations go. You don't always stay on
especially
the exact
with
thing.
Me.
Right. It was a taste off. But I knew if I said something else, we was going to keep going.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, let's just... Let me stop.
Okay. Did you have anything else that you wanted to say about that?
No.
Okay.
That was it.
Well, is it fair that women get more compassion versus men being told to do better at all times?
Do better as far as
if they fuck up. It could be anything. And it don't even
I
necessarily
don't feel
have
like
to
I
be.
get more compassion. I would
You don't?
actually like more. If you could probably give me a little bit more leeway.
If you're thinking, think about just things that you see on social media when it is the gender conversation,
Okay.
men versus women. Do you feel it's always pointing the finger at the man, but then it's always, but
Not
she this
anymore.
and she that?
I feel like maybe back in the day, yes, it was probably more pointing at the men, but I feel like men really have a voice now and they really letting their voice be heard.
I feel like they still need to speak it up a little bit.
I feel like I'm hearing a lot. I feel like I'm hearing a whole lot, especially now, there's podcasts, there's TV shows. I feel like men are really trying to say their truth.
Yeah.
So I feel like not maybe back then, but not anymore because I feel like men now will have no hesitation to tell a woman to do better.
You know what? Let's flip this.
Okay.
Do you feel that women are accepting of the man's voice today? I don't think so.
Are we accepting? It will
Because
probably depend on what we're talking about.
I feel like women feel like when a man opens his mouth, they're being attacked.
But I also feel
if it's a collective thing, like if you have multiple men, weighing in on this one topic, it's like the women. I feel like what I see more when I'm scrolling is like the woman trying to excuse said action.
I don't feel that way. I feel like women are more prone to listen to a man than another woman, oddly enough. Like Derek Jackson, for example. So many women were following him and listening to him and whatever he had to say, and the other guy, Tony Gaskins.
But it wasn't so much of him holding the woman accountable.
Oh, he does.
It was him holding, but it was more of him holding the man accountable.
He's in a lot
looking out for the women.
Him and Tony Gaskins and the other dude, Steven something, I don't know their names, but they do a lot of women, you need to do better, They have a lot of stuff on there.
But
I feel like when women say that to other women, I feel like sometimes it's like, girl, don't care what you think. But I feel like because it comes from, and this is probably because, in my opinion, I would say that probably is happening because as far as relationship advice, is because if I'm trying to get a dude, I would probably want to listen to a dude tell me how to get a dude than another woman.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why it leans, I would say it would kind of lean that way. And I get the thinking, but I feel like we'd be more, if I had 2 meetings and they was like, I'm just going to show you how to get a husband. You can go to this meeting with the man, or you go to this meeting with the lady. I feel like more ladies would go to the guy meeting.
Okay, but if we're taking it out of so much the relationship context,
okay.
If we're talking about deadbeat moms versus deadbeat dads, what do you hear more about?
Deadbeat dads. More
and
than
there's
moms.
Definitely some deadbeat moms out there.
Oh yeah, it is, but I think it's probably more daddies. I hate to say that, but I do. I feel like just based off of my life and all the people around me, I feel like all my people around me, their moms are very heavy in their lives.
But let me say this. I will say, based on the narrative and how, we're not going to get into it, but the government set it up to where it took the black fathers out of the home back in the, 70s? 70s, 80s? Around that time. If I got the timeline wrong, shoot yourself. But if we taking it back to that, and the way everything has gone as designed, that leaves the woman to take care of the child. But at the end of the day, just because she was left with no other choice, that does not mean that she's not a deadbeat mom. No. Now, you may be present and that child may see you every day, but you could be a deadbeat mom and in your child's face every single day.
I guess maybe I see deadbeat like you not doing anything for your kid.
I mean, but it could be the same thing if you're left to the responsibility. Like we have moms out here that have parental rights over the child. They have custody of the child, but you see little Ray Sean over at their grandma's house all the time.
Right.
Or she putting a man before her kids. Mm-hmm. She don't make sure their kids got what they need. When you think about the schooling system, like the way that they do school supplies, like every parent is required to buy what their child needs and then some, mm-hmm. because you have kids that come to school,
right,
that because their parents don't provide what they need. So the mom can be in the house, but that don't mean that she ain't no deadbeat mom neither. But I feel like because she's seen, in the house with the child, oh, she taking care of her responsibilities. But we're not calling that out.
Mm-hmm. I think we're probably not calling that out because she doing more than the daddy doing. And so the daddy is more deadbeatish.
Yeah, her. I get that.
I guess that's probably why that's because it's like, well, at least she there trying. Not saying that she's perfect or they have a good relationship or anything because that's too detailed. But I think that's probably why the man would get called out is because your presence is not even made available. And I do feel like, a lot of the problem in the father not being around is not even that he's not financially taking care of the kid, but if you could just be there to be a father, that would
emotional,
count.
Mental, and spiritual
especially
support.
when you have a son, that is necessary. Like if you can't pay for this, that, and the other, okay, fine, but come pick him up, take him to such and such, and I think that's where the deadbeat dad thing starts to come in more because I feel like more women feel like, okay, he ain't paying for the diapers, he ain't paying for this, but can you at least come pick him up on the weekend instead of going out with your homeboys?
Yeah.
So I guess that's where I'm seeing it from. But deadbeat moms definitely exist.
They do. And it's a lot
look at how
out
many
there
moms we've seen killing their own children.
Yes.
Like it definitely exists. It's a thing.
And especially if we gonna get to these women out here that I feel it should be a crime for them to keep having kids.
Right. And
you having all these fucking kids that you don't even take care of. Mm-hmm. You got little Mimi over here. You got little Dave over here.
Your child's getting pregnant.
You got Crystal over there. You may got two in your custody, and you pregnant again, and probably that baby probably gonna end up being with somebody else. Like I see it a lot, and it's sad. Like it's some real deadbeat ass moms out here.
It is. I just think
that's in the home.
I think in the black community, the problem is we see more daddies not being present than moms.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why that's more talked about. But it exists.
All right. Do you want to do this one? I don't really feel like
it is. We don't have to.
No, I don't want to do that.
We can do that another time.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and relate into everything that we just talked about. So, what is something that your mom has taught you about how to treat a man? And this is woman to woman, talking about what women do, the things that women do, how we show up.
For the man? Or for what? What do you mean? How we show up?
Like just period, just across the board.
Okay.
Not just with this question, just
okay, just the whole conversation. Yeah. Okay. I feel like my mom has taught me to, and I'm sure a lot of mamas finna say the same thing, that your man needs to like you a little bit more than you like him. My mom has always stood on that ground.
But do you feel that taught her how do you feel her telling you that taught you how to treat a man?
No, I don't feel like either one of my parents. I mean, they've said little things to me. I can't say anything probably resonated, but they've said little things to me in conversation. I would say I've learned more how to treat a man just based on life experience.
Yeah.
More than anything else. And that you have me nervous. That is probably more how I've learned to treat a man. And I mean, I don't know if there's a rule of thumb that I can't think of, because I feel like I've treated every man differently that I've been with. Like, there might be a general thing that I might do across the board for everybody, like, possibly. But I feel like every man that I've been with, I've treated differently just because of how they've treated me.
Right.
It has warranted something different than I didn't do before. So, I mean, did my mama tell me? I can't say that. If she told me something, girl, I'll be mad if you see this, but I just don't remember. Like, at this time, I don't feel like she's said no. Like,
well,
she told me her opinion on herself, but not like, girl, you need to treat a man like this. You know, you need to bring him his plate. Like, we don't talk like, she don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Because my mom is very strong-willed. She's a strong-willed person, and she's more, treat me the same way I treat you. It's just straight to the point. So, I don't know.
Well, I would say that my mom never actually taught me, like, you do this with a man. Like, because if we're going to break it down, I feel like a man is always taught to treat a woman with respect, open doors, all the whole shebang. We already know. You pay them bills.
Right.
All that. When y'all go out on a date, when y'all go out on a date, she jacked me up.
I'm sorry. I just throw that in there.
When you go out on a date, you are responsible for picking up the tab. But so when it comes to that, no, my mom has never actually taught me.
Because those are like rule of thumb.
Yeah. And it's a staple for the man, but I feel like women don't have a staple. Like, you have to do this. Like, and I'm not talking about gender roles, like cooking that man dinner, this, that, and the third, because
for
at
some
the end
people,
of the day,
that is them.
Yeah.
Like, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Like, that's their rule of thumb. My mom didn't teach me that.
Some people, it will be, but at the end of the day, everybody got to eat.
Right.
I feel like what my mom did teach me on how to treat a man is not so much talking at him, but talk to him. But outside of that, I would not say that she said, you do this for a man. You make sure you do this. And now, me and my mom, we have conversations, especially, when it came to my relationship with my ex. I would go to my mom and I would tell her everything. And she would hold me accountable. And I always felt like she was always on his side. But I feel like it wasn't so much her actually telling me something. It was just her action of holding me accountable and trying to make his voice somewhat be heard between me and her. Her trying to be his voice to me by
a different perspective.
Well,
even though she's your mom.
a different perspective, but kind of like from his side. So I felt like it wasn't so much of her teaching me, you do this. It was more so just her actions, and that in our conversations was her telling me to treat a man by give him a little grace. It wasn't so much you do this. It was just kind of like, it was just something that I made sense in my mind just off of that. Right. So I guess it would be to talk to that man and not talk at him, and give that man some grace. That's how she taught me how to treat a man. But
I would say if that's the way we look at it, then my mom, I would definitely say is choose your battles.
Oh, yeah, sure. She definitely said that.
I'm like, because I'm good for picking battles, baby.
I guess what that can be summed up as is let that man be a man and stop trying to.
Let me be a woman. Let me stop. Let me be a woman. None.
But it was so much like, stop trying to nitpick at him. Every little thing he do, you got a problem with. Mm-hmm. Why can't he be who he is? He let you be who you is.
I'm nitpicky just in general. I'm nitpicky with my dog. My mama would literally call me and be like, let him be a dog. Can he be a dog? And I'm like, girl, you right. Let me let him be a dog. He getting on my nerves.
Okay. We're going to skip that. Okay. Okay. Have your behaviors ever been excused because you are a woman?
Behaviors like...
If you were doing something toxic, let's say it was a situation like, let's say it's a situation it's not a relationship situation. Let's just say it's a situation at a store and you blow your top for whatever reason and you all in this man's face and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, do you feel like people will mainly come to your defense? Or would they come to that man's defense because you all in his face being combative?
The people that's at the store.
Yes. And I'm talking about in a perfect world, not in the shitty ass world we live in. I'm just saying, in a perfect world, will people come to your defense like, oh, don't get in her face. You need to back up, sir. Or would they be like, ma'am, you need to stop. Mm-hmm. Because you are provoking this man. Now, if he slapped your ass, then what? Not saying that that's
what they're going to say. Right.
But if you in his face, da-da-da-da-da, and he knock your hand out the way.
This is what happened in the store.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, being all up in a man's face. Because let's take it for what it is. If a woman came up to you, bitch, da-da-da-da-da, what you doing? Are you more liable to whoop her ass?
Person, I'm not gonna do anything because are you crazy?
No, I'm just saying. Oh, if a woman is in your space,
like I got beef with somebody, or if it's just a lady.
Well, not even beef, just a situation where it was a misunderstanding and she in your face, and she threatening and this, that, and the third. Bitch, I'll beat your ass. Da 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 da. Are you 9 times out of 10? Gonna square up with her, bitch? What you want to do?
Yes, unless there is a big unless. There's a huge unless here. There's probably 2 unlesses. For one, if she looked like she could beat my ass, I might let it go. But at the same time, I don't mind getting my ass whooped because I'm gonna go down swinging. So if she looks like she might beat my ass, I might not do nothing. And also, if I'm on a plane, fight me, bitch, because I'm not getting on the no-fly list. Yeah.
Now, of course.
Like, those are the 2 times I'll probably be like, let me not even engage with this bitch. But the other 8 times, we definitely fight.
Now, if we apply that to a man and a woman. Okay. The man is told to back down, ignore it. Mm-hmm. But what if he like, no, you being disrespectful, you out of my bubble, you putting your hands in my face, you done pushed me and everything else. So bitch, if I push you back, then what? My mama always told me, if you bold enough to haul off and hit a man, you better be bold enough to catch that hit.
Well, I know y'all saw Karen at the baseball game.
Oh yes, she deserved
I know y'all saw Karen.
But did you see the way that those men came to her fucking defense?
There we go. I was answering your question.
And that's exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Women get too much fucking compassion, bitch, but you want to be treated as equal.
But you started it, and you slapped him. And
you slapped that
man. You didn't even slap him in secret. Everybody saw you slap him. When she slapped him.
Even her man sitting down while she all in his face. First of all, you should have got your bitch under control.
Exactly.
You should have got her ass under fucking control. Mm-hmm. Because you already know, if this come to a tussle, bitch, you gonna have to stand up and fight for this bitch. Because that ain't no fair fight.
And then you got your ass whooped.
Got your ass whooped.
Until they started jumping. They started holding him back at the end, the black dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But got his ass whooped.
He was asleep for like a good few seconds.
Exactly. He was. And then that's when he realized, This is not what I want to do today.
It's not. You getting your ass whipped behind your woman for what?
If you ask me, that bitch deserved it.
Oh, 100%.
You should have never.
100%.
She
and so
slapped
did
his
Maria,
dreads in a circle.
And so did Maria that threw that drink.
First of all, was that his girlfriend that walked up?
Who?
The black guy. Was that?
I don't know. They was asking that in the
because I was trying to figure out, like, sis.
Did you see the one with Maria? When she had threw the drink and then it started everybody fighting, but she was just standing off on the side. I know y'all seen that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, because
you're going to have to send that to me.
I'm going to send it to you. That everybody was calling her. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about, everyone was saying that the lady looks like the lady that killed Selena. That's the video. I'm just relating the two for y'all.
That is not funny. I just got a picture of her in my head.
When you see the video, you're going to know she looks suspectory. Yeah, she started a fight. Everybody else is fighting. She's standing there on the side chilling.
That's
per
crazy.
usual.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Starting shit.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. I feel like now have I ever been excused? No. Because I don't feel like I've been in situations. Well, I mean, if we talking about, you know, me just consulting my mom about my poor behaviors, no, she did not excuse shit I did because I was a female. Do your friends excuse it?
My male friends do not let me.
I do feel like for the most part they're going to be on my side, but they may throw something in there like, oh no. I feel like it be mainly me calling myself out in our conversations. I feel like it's me calling myself out in our conversations, and then they'll agree. Now, my friend Marcus, I feel like he's the only one that'll really be like, well, maybe you shouldn't have did that. But at the end of the day, I already know he's going to side with me anyway.
My male friends have no problem not siding with me at all. Like, oh my God. And you know who you are. Because you have no problems telling me you was wrong. Y'all get no excusing. Zero. And I mean that to the bottom. 0%.
Yeah.
I probably get it more from my male friends than my female friends.
Well, my sister Brooke, she's another one. She will not excuse my shit. She will be like, hell no, bitch.
I don't give a damn how much I argue it back, my point.
Oh, no.
Don't matter.
You're still wrong, though.
Still wrong.
You're still wrong, though. I actually had a situation where I was arguing with her, and she was like, I understand what you're saying, but you were still wrong.
Yeah. Because
you never should have did that. And it's like, but I feel the way that I feel, and I felt that was much needed. She was like, yeah, you may feel that way, but you were still wrong.
Yeah, basically. Like, you're not getting a pass on this love.
Right, at all. So we just going to go ahead, because we got to go. Okay? I got to go. We're going to go ahead and release into this. And I mean, moral of the story is, hold yourself accountable. Call yourself out on your bullshit. What Violet said earlier, just admitting to yourself is not holding yourself accountable. Okay, we need some correction.
I feel like it's the first step.
It's the first step, but it's not holding yourself accountable. Put some correction in there, and then maybe we can talk. Okay, so hold yourselves accountable, and then also don't ask to be treated equally and everything split down the middle 50-50 if your ass ain't ready to do the work that the other 50 is required to do. And that's on period. Do you have anything that you want to add?
No, I just want to hear what you guys think.
Period.
About this. What do you feel about your accountability? And about men and women. I want to hear all of that.
Yes, because it's important to open the door
to the
conversation. Yes. Once we start talking, things will get to flowing, actions will get to acting.
things can get to changing.
And things will get to changing. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes.
We got to do better, y'all. There's kids.
Yes.
There's a future. Y'all always talking about building y'all legacies.
Right.
But internally, you need to build a legacy up in there, too.
Okay.
That needs to be done.
It starts at home.
Yeah. I mean, the money's cute, but internally, you need to be building that legacy as well.
Exactly.
Your emotional
exactly.
legacy.
Do you have emotional maturity? That's another conversation for another day. So, random of the day is, we don't have a random of the day because I got to get in it. So, I want to thank y'all for tuning in with me and Ultraviolet here today.
Thank y'all.
And until the next episode, if ain't nobody told y'all that they love y'all today, just know that we love y'all.
We love you guys.
But until that next episode, I want you to relax, relate, and release into woman to woman. Peace.
Woman, a woman.